Here we go. So that is the draft that we have there. Once again, Blackheart significantly higher seed, the favorite, and he should be facing, or the winner of this match should be facing Bekti in the next round. So, and I think Blackheart definitely with the chances to actually make the upset here. So we'll see how this one goes. First, he needs to eliminate Andae, who is 1800, but yeah, that shouldn't be not necessarily an issue for him, but he's the big favorite in this one for sure. So Blackheart starting with banning Bohemians, kind of standards from what we saw so far. Andae banning Britons, picking Turks, I like it a lot. Blackheart Malay Teutons, Lithuanians, Koreans for Andae, Teutons, Italians, Byzantines there, and Aztecs for Andae. Okay, so obviously Turks being the strongest safe here, I feel, and that could be tricky for Blackheart. We saw yesterday me versus Blackheart when I had Turks, and Blackheart felt to struggle a lot against this. So that could be definitely a win for Andae here. But then I would say maybe Aztecs. Aztecs likely having the best chances here, but then we are facing Byzantines, Teutons, Malay. So Aztecs feel quite countered here. Even Italians are decent versus them. Lithuanians like basically full monks there, but then again amazing anti-monk crush saves. And Koreans. I feel like Andae, if he wants to advance there, he needs to get a win with the Turks. That's simple. This has to be a win. And then I would say Aztecs, but it's a tough matchup. But he banned Andae's both Bohemians. So yeah, well, that makes sense. Honestly, if I would be Blackheart, I would be likely banning the same. Ban Bohemians and accept that the opponent will get Turks in the first round. Okay, let's go. So we are starting with Andae versus Blackheart, game 1. Let's go. Get their capture age. Here we go. We will go a bit faster in the Dark Age, and then we will slow down for Castle Age and onwards. Burgundians still S tier, definitely. Although in this tournament they are not as amazing as they are on, for example, on DE version, because you have there less time for booming, and Burgundians one of the best saves if they have time to get into 200 villages, right? Because we know what can happen afterwards. But yeah, Burgundians still, I would pick them very high there. That is true. Where are Burgundians? That's a good point, Mist. That is a good point. Where the hell are Burgundians? Italians, Byzantines, Koreans, Lithuanians, and no Burgundians? You're right. That's a good point. Good point. So I think we have there 5 TRCLs in the tournament, and so far we saw Arzach, we saw Joshua, and we saw Venegor. None of them took a single game yet. So let's see if Andae will, at least as the leader of TRCL and actually the highest seed of TRCL in this tournament, being seeded number 42, if he can at least change this and take a game there. but I'm just stating the facts there. There's nothing against TRCL. I gave 4 TRCLs out of 5 in this tournament got wildcards, so don't complain there. No one else got wildcard other than TRCL. I'm the biggest supporter of TRCL actually. Okay, well, let's focus on this game. So as we can see, the distance is again quite huge, and the middle is also quite huge this time. No booming space. So I would say this is so far the most common arena generation, with middle distance being quite major, although it's still lower than you would have on normal DE version, which can change things, for example, in in early aim or late Castle Age. But at the same time, we could definitely see light cap plays from both players, and other than that, there isn't really too much booming space. So we likely will see like 3 TC booms. So far, 4 TC, 5 TC booms didn't seem to have too much of an impact here in this tournament. You wish you still had it in your clan deck. All right. So at this matchup, we have there Turks versus Italians. This is a very good raid by Blackheart, I would say. At the same time, this is not easy to deal with, you know. Obviously, Turks are, you can say that they are heavy countered by, Turks are heavy countered by Italians late game because their Genoese crossbow is a very good, it's a decent counter to Janissary, and is obviously amazing counter to HC or Hussar. And then you also have Hussars with Italians yourself. So late game, this should be a decent matchup for Italians, although not amazing one because there are still bombard cannons and there are still elite Janissary. So even then, Turks can do it, but it should be definitely playable. But obviously, Castle Age, you don't really have better answers than other civs. Genoese crossbowmen won't do it in Castle Age. You will likely start with defensive castle, but then that's only like delaying the push, not really solving it. You have monks, but it's not amazing either. So this is not the greatest matchup for Italians, at least in Castle Age, and I would still definitely prefer Turks in this one. And they're having their bit of idle TC time, that's obviously not great. And he will be slower to Castle Age as well. But other than that, both players going to same. And sorry, I completely missed that Undead want to scout for. So that's my bad. Let's slow down so I'm not missing anything as major as this. So Blackheart, as you can see, it just seems to me that Blackheart wants to play second TC at least. This is my guess. Blackheart, second TC, defensive castle, fast in full condoteros would likely be how I would play this in his position. And Undead, we know what will happen. He's going for Janissaries. Likely the castle will go up here. If Undead is reading this well, then the castle should be here, obviously, and that could heavily change things. But if the castle is going up here, then Blackheart might have enough time, and he should get their second TC up, and then defensive castle, and should be somewhat fine versus the push. But let's see how this is going to play. You have cheap university ups too for guard towers. Well, it is true, but I think on this map you are happy with the castle, right? You want the castle anyways to push back because you need your traps. So I would say making there one defensive castle and TCs is the optimal choice. Yeah, and this is what Blackheart is doing. This is the TC, and there will be defensive castle. So I like how Blackheart is playing so far because he's playing it the same as I would in his position. Undead castle defensive. I would much prefer to see it here, to be fair. Still seems decent for Undead so far because, as you can see, he also didn't allow Blackheart to get one tier in. He won the scout war, so things are not looking too bad for him. But I like how Blackheart is approaching this, and I would much prefer Undead to play more aggressive with this. Let's see the castle position. I would say I would likely delete this house and make the castle here, honestly. I can make it behind this, I guess. Yeah, this side might be a bit more exposed, but I think it should be fine if you are Blackheart. Like, your goal should be like 24-minute imp there if you are in Blackheart's shoes. He's still waiting with the castle so far. I don't think that Blackheart really wants to add there more than second TC. So I hope that, yeah. I would just take the Villages of Stone, I guess. You don't want to have any more stone income in this game if you are Blackheart, I feel like. All you need to do is really defensive castle and condoteros. Thing is, and this is actually a major thing, that he doesn't know, he doesn't have the confirmation, right? He could be playing versus Slide Caves there, and then obviously that's never great for you. So, but yeah, I guess you kind of have to stick to your guess and simply assume that the opponent will play their Janissaries. And this is the most likely scenario as well. As we said, oh, that's Petty Castle. He didn't. I thought it Undead attacked the wall. Oh yeah, and those villages are without loom. This is actually going to work out for him, but man, this could be so much worse. if Andae would be just playing their Janissaries, then this could be so much worse. There could be at least a couple of dead villages. Like, we might still see at least one, but yeah, now there are 2 monks, yeah, Andae has to go back. And also, that was a risky move, especially without Loom. Because there could also easily be forward siege workshop. If I would be in Andae's position, I would definitely place a forward siege workshop and mangonels by now. So I would definitely not opt for two petards by now. And yeah, I would much prefer to see him pushing. It feels like this is falling apart for Andae. He's playing 1 TC so far. He will go imp in reasonable time. But he's also allowing there 2 relics for Blackheart. This is so bad. There are still 3 more in the map, which Blackheart shouldn't be taking, but I think this game is over. Yeah. It might sound simple, but those last 6 minutes were misplayed by Andae, really. 2 petards, not a great choice. No mangonels, not a great choice. No pressure with this, not a great choice. He should be at least pushing towards the base of Blackheart. And once again, Blackheart, I like how he's approaching this. He's going 25 imp. I think he should be a bit faster in this. I also don't really like that he's going for... This could be an issue. Like, Blackheart shouldn't be playing their Genoese crossbowmen. He should be playing their condottieri instead. So if he's not switching fast enough there, it might give Andae some hope. But then again, he's more than 2 minutes behind in imp time. He's versus 2 relics as well, and he's versus 2 TCs, and he is versus the better save in imp. Yeah, and there's now it's also slow uptime there. You are going 27 if you're on that. It's just too slow. And now stable. If this works versus Genoese, I will be the most shocked person ever. Like, you see the castle there. You know that he's if you're just going around there, you see that he's going for that they are flex, so you can assume that he's going for Genoese. Basically, they are. I would say if you are in Andae's position, there are 2 possible options. Either he's going for condottieri, and then Hussar choice isn't good, or he's going for Genoese crossbowmen, and then Hussars are not great, or he's going for Genoese crossbowmen, and yeah, or he's going for Airblast, and then the Hussars you likely don't have enough time to get into your Hussar anyways. But yeah, that would be the last choice. And then needs to buy there so much time with his bombard cannons. Let's slow down for sure. But I feel like this is over. You know, there's 30 more villages already for Blackheart. He's still getting more eco. The only thing that I would be missing right now would be him going for full condottieri, but he doesn't have the wood for it, and it's absolutely fine with it. He now has bombard cannons. The thing is that this is the bit of awkward spot. Nice micro there. If you are in Blackheart's position, because now you have the better village account, you have the stronger army, and you cannot really do much with it if you don't kill those bombard cannons. So if Andae has amazing micro there, but yeah, he's losing already 1 bombard cannon, and this is game over. Man, that was a game that Andae needed to win. 1-0 for Blackheart. And this is, as we said, this is the strongest save that Andae has by far in his draft. Like, now we need to win with Koreans, Turks, Koreans, Lithuanians, or what is there as well? Turks versus Italians, Lithuanians, Koreans, Aztecs. I mean, now you need to win with Aztecs for sure. Aztecs has to be big there for you. But like, how are you going to... Like, Lithuanians, Aztecs are basically the super aggressive civs, but you are playing versus amazing defensive civs. And Koreans, I don't know. So it seems that we are following the same tradition, and Andae is not going to disappoint other TRCL members, and he will be out after At least it seems so far. Don't count him out yet, but it seems that there will be no more TRCLs in round 2. Let's go game 2. GG, he played solid, knowing what to do, eco boom units. I mean, Blackheart is 2k2 player, but yeah, Blackheart played it really well. I would go Koreans versus those civs. And running is right, and is going for Koreans. I mean, I guess you need to make things happen though. Now we are facing Malay, like, let's be fair, Koreans versus Malay is not a great matchup. Simply make Blackheart CL and it would still be a win. You think I want all the CLs in the tournament go far there? That's not true. I would much prefer, if you would ask me, I would much prefer Terror out in the first round, Darknu Bloodless and Darknu Bloodless out in the second round, and TRCL going all the way up to quarterfinals. That would just bring so much more memes than TRCL out in the first round, no one taking a game. Well, let's see this one. I wanted to say that I will also like Ramaku out first, but yeah, Ramaku is a delight. We want Ramaku to go into finals. Me versus Ramaku to finals, that's the dream. Alright, so Blackheart going there for 4 on wood, which means that Blackheart is going for normal fast castle. It won't be the fast feudal uptime with Malay, simply if you are staying with 4 on wood. And yeah, let's see what Anda is going for there. I actually don't like this opening boy Blackheart. Right? The issue here is that I would say that you should be facing trash by Korea. I would 100% go for trash here in Anda's shoes. And then it would be much better to actually be up 22 and 10 villages in feudal age instead of going like 30 plus 2 and normal Malay SC. Right, getting rid of this board, it's nice. I would prefer Dark Noob having a deep run. I wouldn't. I would prefer Dark Noob being out in round of 16 running. It's weird that we have different opinions, but yeah, that's how I would like to see it. But I will cheer for him until round of 16 at least. Okay, so once again map quite normal. I would say this time quite a big middle for the vintage arena. It's not as common to have as big middle as we have this time. Relics seems quite even actually. 2 basically even for both players, 1 better for Blackheart, 2 better for andae. So I would say advantage andae in that regard, but yeah, it's not a big deal. And players this time starting with 1 gold in their base, the extra gold, and 1 main gold, and 1 stone. They always have 1 stone in their base. A better map for andae from what it seems so far, and andae is going for 23 trash. This is a very light trash. And as you can see, andae, okay, I take it back. Andae is going for, this is interesting. Andae is going for the trash into Castle Age. This is a very strong BO if you can pull it well, which I don't think he will be because he doesn't have the wood for it. And he's going for tower. He wants to attack the walls, and he wants to get guard towers very fast. Derp will play. In this tournament, no, Derp has no internet for like next 2 weeks or something, sadly. I would obviously love Derp to play in the tournament, but he said that he cannot. So, no Derp, sadly. And this is, I think this is prepared BO by andae. First of all, he picked Koreans there, and secondly, he's going for market at this point, and he will make, like, his BO is too tight to not be prepared, I think. 2 more villages on there, and give me blacksmiths. Here we go, there's the blacksmiths. So I guess he will go for 1 more villager now, and then go up to Castle Age. And that's obviously tricky to deal with, because you want to go for mangonels against this, and then there will be guard towers. And there isn't too much space actually on this map. You know what, this is actually very legit for Vintage Arena. Especially for so many map generations, which are really where the distance is even closer than this, right? This time they had quite a lot of different distance between them, but this is like very strong play by andae. Sure, you will be faster with Malai there. You will be 1420, but andae will be up at 1540 there, up to Gas Age, or 1530, something like that. It's going for the. I don't think that you even need, if you are andae, you don't even need their the castle, I would say. He's likely going for a castle given how many he has on stone, but simply like dropping their guard towers all along, this will be such a cancer to play versus Korean guard towers. Maybe andae can take a game. This is real interesting there. Obviously andae had there some more idle TC time, so he's, regarding eco, he's like 5 villages behind simply because it's versus Malai, and another villager because of the idle TC time. So andae is like 6 villages behind. That is something, sure, but at the same time, like this is very legit play, and it can definitely, it can be so awkward for Blackheart to deal with this. Andae, go. No, not an outpost. There need to be a tower. If he would start with guard tower right away, then he's definitely finishing it. There should be a guard tower, really. On the, he's going for the castle, which is strong, but I would much prefer a guard tower here first. That being said, if he gets bot gain, which might take a while with 76 on food, with 76 food and no villages on food really, but okay, so we are waiting for the castle now. Okay, I got it. It's still a nice BO by andae. I like it. And this is definitely not over. Like the position for Blackheart is really awkward in this game. And yeah, I don't think that you can stop this. And oh, I thought that this castle is down. Yeah, there's a villager down though, but I don't think you can stop it. And this is like, you want to have botkin. Yeah, this is bad castle. No, the castle had to be here, but you needed botkin there if you are andae. And imagine if there would be second tower, right? It would never be able to engage with 2 mangonels against 2 guard towers. So if there would be second tower, and then oh, so awkward. After all, you are still getting TC, or not TC, you are still getting a castle in opponent's base, but is that really enough? I thought that andae had so much better position than he has right now. Like 2 minutes ago I would say that he's in a very good spot, and now we'll see about this. Although Blackheart is going to lose 2 mangonels, and that's for 2 villagers, which is not a great trade. Mangonel 1, Mangonel 2. That was sloppy. That was very sloppy. And andae can even take the berries now, I guess. Although I don't think he wants to do it, but yeah. Andae has 3 on food, Blackheart has 0 on food, and how to solve this situation is basically that they need to go to aim. So like, it's super awkward position for andae, who has 25 villages and no eco basically, but it's really awkward for position for Blackheart as well. And actually andae does have now botkin. Andae has botkin now. He needs, why did he stay here with those 2 war wagons? Andae. No, if he could just stay here, he could just cripple all the eco of Blackheart. Like, I mean, andae is like, there are so many amazing things for andae in this game, and I think he should just win this game, but so far he's doing some mistakes there. He has to go back now. Yeah, good boy. Don't lose, don't get converted. Okay. But there will be scout, There will be 5 war wagons. If he can take their 1 QT engagement, the game is over. And it's still super awkward for Blackheart. At the same time, Andae can never do anything anymore in this game. He basically will do guard towers and he will do war wagons. So if Blackheart can hold there, then he has so much better eco here. How to go aim with 6 on food? I know! I'm just saying that for this game to end, kind of, Andae needs traps or Blackheart needs traps. Or Andae needs to get amazing value against the monks, but it shouldn't happen. I'm just saying that this is how the game needs to develop in the long term. No. There should be a likely conversion there. I think their Blackheart was unlucky to not get a single conversion. And they will stay there real long. At the same time... Oh no. Blackheart only has 4 monks. I think he's definitely underestimating this. I'm not sure if he can really... If he's experienced enough to realize how many are in this castle. But if he would see that there are 6 more war wagons in this castle, then I don't think that he would be confident with playing there 4 monks only. If you are in Blackheart's position, he wants to go imp, but then he didn't realize that Andae has no eco here, right? If you know that opponent has no eco, you actually don't need to imp right now, because I have the advantage if you are Blackheart, and you don't have to worry about him being faster than you. And this could be big double castle. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3. He needs 4 conversions basically there, and he's not gonna get them. That is 2 conversions. I see 2 conversions. That's not enough. 2 conversions and only 1 monk survived. What a bloodbath. Can he do it? 84, 85. Let's go slower. 90. He will do it, right? Yeah, this castle is going up for Blackheart. 95, 96. I think Andae mismarked out this for sure to actually allow this castle to go up. This castle shouldn't have gone up with so many. But at the same time, Blackheart has now 29 villagers. Sorry, let's go normal speed. Let's be fair, Blackheart won't have too much map control with this. There's a castle here and there's a castle here. You can basically run here or here if you are Blackheart. What a great game. This is a good... Call it Blackheart. Yeah, I mean... Oh, Blackheart is imping! He still manages... Blackheart has 28 villagers. He's going in with nothing. He doesn't have villager on food. And he has those 4 on gold. I love it. I love this game so much. This is so good. Andae is now going for rams. Like, at the same time, Andae just needs to go for those villages, and then you don't need to care about anything. Okay, and so this will be monasteries here. That's makes sense because you cannot use those monasteries. Blackheart is playing this one smart. I gave him credit. Like, if this castle wouldn't be here but here, I think he is actually winning the game. And now those villagers. Will be 1 conversion. This is even worth, like, credits to Blackheart, really. Hey, this is really impressive. Yeah, but now that's a dead monk. Oh no. Oh, okay, well. I thought this is to be a dead monk. Every single monk is extremely... Yeah. Trap. Okay. Like, he needs there's 1 more monk coming though. Like, those monks are extremely important for Blackheart. He has actually 1 more. Oh no, he has a scout. Yeah, scout isn't doing there too much. And now he will kill both those castles. And then you can kill this castle, and if you can get rid of those villagers as well, maybe... Okay, but this is GG. That's the bad part. This is something that you didn't want to see happening, and yeah. The monk. Got there the conversion. We'll get there one more likely. Yeah, got there 2 conversions. He didn't lose there as many villagers. He still has 23. We'll get to like 20. Yeah, something like 20 will be his villager count now. He can't really make more without TC, to be fair. Blackheart has 18 villagers. Not getting conversion here, this is so important. And this monk had to be saved. Like every monk is so valuable now if you are Blackheart. And also the war guns, like you cannot afford them to... They shouldn't die there. They really shouldn't die if you are Blackheart. Those war guns, you desperately need them under the castle. Yeah, now there are 2 rams, and like, if he just kills this trap, it's over. Blackheart cannot afford more traps. This is all his resources. These are all his villages he has. Man, I love this so much. Yeah, and this castle is going down. Going down. Yeah, Blackheart is calling it. What a great game. We love Undae. Man, that's the game of Master of the Circus 2 so far. That's going to YouTube. I love this one. Undae, if you are here, credits my man. That was amazing. And this is the first win of TRCL in this tournament, right? Let's take a look at the brackets again. If they are not updated. Hopefully not. Yeah, not yet. So once again, we had there 5 TRCLs are in the tournament. Joshua out 0-2 versus Terror. Undae so far 1-1 versus Blackheart. Venegor out versus Cloud 0-2. Arzach out versus freaking Indie 0-2. So, and there's only TRCL Mundo versus Coco happening today. So Undae the only... I mean, we will see about Mundo, but so far Undae the only one taking a game in this tournament. Undae is the last hope, yes, exactly. He also feels to have like the TRCL eco with 1 lumber camp. Undae's eco in this game, okay? 1 lumber camp, 1 mining camp, no farms, no food income, and rams and 4 wagons. You gotta love it. Oh boy, so this is 1-1, and we are going into the decider game. Like I said, Undae has to win this with Turks. He didn't, and now we are going into game 3, and this will be Lithuanians versus Byzantines. So Undae, despite drafting Aztecs, is not using Aztecs there, and Blackheart, despite drafting Teutons, is not going for Teutons. This is so good. Oh boy. I would say maybe their strongest ships are not drafted, but I think Undae didn't draft Aztecs to not face Teutons, and Blackheart didn't use Teutons to actually, because he thinks that he will play versus something else. Aztecs was disaster versus both Teutons and Byzantines. That's fair, and Lithuanians you can go for Monk Rush, but then I would say I would still... Honestly, if I'm facing Aztecs and Lithuanians, I'm going for Teutons 100%. I would likely prefer Aztecs here over Lithuanians, because I would assume that I'm facing Teutons. Yeah, and I would say Aztecs versus Teutons isn't horrible on short distances either. I agree with running, yeah. Either way, let's go for this. So 1-1, so far we had... I think 5 sets. 4 sets went 4-0. Sorry, 2-0. And we had 1 Eddie versus Swords, which went 2-1. And it was the first upset of the tournament. And this could be another one, an actually major one, because I said Blackheart can beat Bekti in the next round. So let's see if Blackheart will even get there. So actually very similar map generation as we had last time, although there's the way closer distance this time between them. and that's about it. Andae with all resources forward. We don't know, it doesn't matter for him, he's going to go super aggressive. Enjoy. Okay, let's go for it. And Blackheart, defensive stone at least, kind of forward main gold and extra gold in the back. Not a herbal map for him, not a great one either. Both players have tiers inside this time, so yeah, this is what they are going for first. Andae, okay, well. Andae. Alright. Here we go. So once again, we will go a bit faster. Lithuanians versus Byzantines. I would say Lithuanians are decent here because we will likely go for monks. If I'm under, I'm just going for 4 monas, 21 plus 2, 4 monasteries all in. Because, and honestly, on this map, on this distance, I think it's the better play than anything that Byzantines can do. At the same time, Aztecs would likely be even stronger there, but yeah. I think this is definitely a legit matchup for Andae. So relics, oh look at the relics also. 2 super close to Andae. Those are basically 2 guaranteed. 1 in the middle, yeah, basically in the middle. 1 definitely closer to Blackheart and 1 kind of in the middle as well. But those 2 relics are really good for Andae. This is, you know, those are the map generations where I think this shouldn't be too much about light cav meta anyways. Even if there is some distance, even if the middle is quite huge for Vintage Arena, although it's not really huge, but you know, if you are going for light cavs, opponent goes there for Monk Spearman, he just gets those 2 relics anyways, basically. And then you have light cavs and you are committed for 3 relics. That's not really great. So yeah, interesting map generation and definitely a good one for Andae so far. And Andae, give me go 21, 22 plus 2. Oh yeah, 22 plus 2 full monks. Let's go. And what is Blackheart going to do? At the same time, Blackheart is definitely under pressure. I think he was streaming this one first of all, and secondly, like, it's 1-1. He's versus Lithuanians, and you know that you are facing extremely strong push there with monks on not too far distance. I would be scared as Blackheart. I'd say I have nightmares of playing Aztecs versus Teutons. I don't mind this matchup actually, as Aztecs. I think it's yeah, I think people are over are simplifying that the Teuton bonus is too strong. It's worse than it is. Okay, so Andae going up now, definitely sold the stone, makes sense. 22 plus 2, let's go. Blackheart going 25 plus 2. No, sorry, 24 plus 2, and he's going for full monks. So this will be full monks versus full monks, but then your monasteries work faster. This is again matchup that we saw yesterday between Terror and Ganchi, and we saw how this matchup went. Ganchi won this with Lithuanians, and it makes sense because Lithuanians are simply the better civ when they are playing full monks, because you have fast working monasteries and you can go up to Castle Age faster, and that means that you will get faster relics. And it's simply super important here. So if they have even monk micro, then I'm saying advantage Andae for sure. Andae went for double bit. I don't think that he has gold mining, and it seems that Andae doesn't bother about making more villagers. Yeah, Andae just doesn't care. Andae is just going 4 monastery. Give me 4 monastery, Andae. So we will start with the 3 monasteries, I guess. And yeah, then then just going all in. Oh boy. Did you see the Bohemians? I saw it. I said Bohemians won't be in the #1 civ on Arena anymore. They will be top 3, top 4, something like that. Okay, and this is the thing. Andae already with 2 relics, right? Let's slow down for sure. We need to slow down now. So 2 relics for Andae, and there will be 4 monasteries for Blackheart. And so far he didn't sell stone. That's also not great. I think you definitely need to sell stone as Blackheart here. Look how much, you know, I would wish that we would have their idle TC of monasteries right now. Because he's now idling with 3 of them because he started with atonement. And this is something that, if there would be one more monk, imagine what Blackheart can do there. He can just get there a good chain conversion. Yeah, and then even not losing a single monk there, so it's absolutely fine for him. And now he's getting there the monk numbers, and he will get atonement. And it's already 3 relics. Blackheart is getting now 1, and he is getting their second one. So it will be 3 versus 2 relics, but Undae with the better production. And let's see who has the better monk micro, really. Obviously, Byzantines have the cheaper imp, and it's likely that this game will go to imp. Most of the time, those base wars or those games, those monk wars are going into imp. So that's something that plays for Byzantines, but everything else is simply good for Undae so far. And he's getting their farms. I'm surprised about Undae. What changed there? 8 farms. And another thing is that really, if you don't want to face fast working monasteries, you kind of have to have 1 more monastery, but then you are spending 175 more wood than your opponent. So that's not great either. Yeah, and there's just so much more. Oh my god, this will be so bad for Blackheart. This is not about monk ranker, this is just a straight up terrible fight. Look at the numbers right now, 70-4. How can you take the fight there? You saw the numbers actually. Oh boy, and all the monks of Blackheart are ranked now. Man, this is so huge. This is so huge. Blackheart now is selling everything. There's the thing, he didn't have the production because he was waiting for heresy, but look at the numbers now. It doesn't matter that you have 2 monks that have heresy if you are facing 20. And under second mining camp, I like it. And that also has far more food go, right? So for Blackheart, the win condition at getting faster to imp, not really if you have free on farms. Oh, sorry, I will stop playing with the speed. Let's cast normal speed now. So obviously Blackheart now needs to get his numbers. He doesn't want to fight, and he needs to... Yeah, please don't fight Blackheart. You don't want to fight this. You need to get to your numbers first, and then you can take a fight. And Undae is now going for heresy as well, as you can see. Simply waiting for the gold. Yeah, there's the heresy now for Undae. Here we go. He has no heresy. I would say that Blackheart still shouldn't be fighting this. Even with 9 monks versus 20, you don't want to be fighting versus... I think if I'm Undae, I'm actually fighting this. We'll take a good engagement with 2-1. Like, even if you kill those, you have there enough monks to actually reconvert your own monks, right? To basically make them die anyways. So if you have 2-1, you shouldn't be scared about fighting this, even versus heresy. Oh boy. And now Undae has heresy though as well. This should be such a good fight for him. 22 versus 11. There are just so many more monks of Undae still. 18 monks here versus 7, and all those monks on the screen will die for Blackheart. Undae has a very good monk micro there. And obviously he has so much more, so it's way easier for him to play this. He could get rid of this monk as well. He will likely lose this one. Here we go. So Blackheart has to go back with those 4 monks. But yeah, it's still double the numbers there, and also Undae has the better eco, as we said. He has 10 on food, Blackheart has 4. So Undae doesn't need there anything really. If he's taking those trades, he's absolutely fine with it. He doesn't need to push there. All he needs is really to keep his advantage and go faster imp, and he has 3 relics. So he's absolutely fine there so far. Oh boy, I guess Undae is going to make there the upset. Blackheart is still trying to fight this, but this is simply bad. You are fighting, once again, you are fighting with 8 versus, or 7 versus 12. You shouldn't be taking good fights with those numbers. What the best result that Blackheart can get there is that he gets 7 conversions and that his 7 monks will die basically. If we are facing heresy versus heresy, like the numbers are so important in this position. And it's still 6 versus 60 now. Blackheart is going for the 5th monastery now. That makes sense. I would like to see even one more. Blackheart has to play full Castle Age there. And he's actually pushing this one away a bit. Could be so much worse, but yeah, now Andae is focusing there on the monks. And they are only 4 versus 17. There's no chance. And Andae has now 5 monasteries as well versus 5. And obviously his are working faster there. Yeah, nice Woloft. That's something that Blackheart needs there. But that's the thing, like those villages weren't working right now. So he needs to save his monasteries, but he also needs the gold income. At the same time, like, credits to Blackheart for getting or for keeping in this game, because I think the game is over for a while and he's doing a really good job there. And also somehow Andae completely idled there because he wants to go in, but that will still take some time. And Blackheart is pulling ahead in the village account. Man, can Blackheart do this? I was so sure that this is over. But Blackheart, look at the population. Now it's even. Blackheart is taking their better trades. And Andae is now going back. That's not what you want there. At the same time, those villages are dead for Blackheart, so we will likely even the village account. And obviously, Andae needs to go imp, because this is kind of what his Furiko gave him. But look at the score. The score is even. Man, wow. If Blackheart can come back into this one, that would be an amazing one actually. I was so sure that this is over, but maybe I think he has to go back there. Now Andae has so much more monks which still have the faith. Or the monk choice, or how you want to call it. The mana. 13 versus 13 though. Like so far it seems that Blackheart is taking their better trades than Andae in this game. Look at the score. Still the population is even. Like this is such an important fight and both of them have to micro this one so well. At the same time, Andae can basically go imp now, which is what he likely should be doing, but yeah, now he's taking a bit better trade. The numbers are a bit better for Andae again. And Blackheart, I don't like those villages forward. He needs to have those villages here on the gold. He kind of wants to. this is such a cheap bait. You simply want those 4 villages to die, so those 4 monks will lose their faith. It's so. Andae just knows about it. He will ignore those villages, obviously. Yeah, and that's another thing, like Blackheart already ran out of gold in his base. Look at this, Andae didn't, because Andae didn't have as many villages on gold. And look at Andae's Furiko. Like if he would now make scouts, 10 scouts, that would be so much better here. 14-9, like still credits to Blackheart for being in this game still. It's amazing, and that the numbers are still looking almost even here, and that he has more villages. But it feels like Andae is now pushing back. Like if Andae can click imp, then it's completely changing the game, obviously. If he just sells food, sells wood and go imp, that would be game changer. There's literally zero chance for Blackheart to reply to this if there will be imp by Andae. But yeah, now Andae again with far more numbers, 15-10 all of a sudden. And yeah, Andae has it feels like Andae has more production, which makes sense since he has 8 monasteries right now. Blackheart is still with 5, so Andae's 6 actually. So Andae's production should be so much better than Blackheart's, and Andae is on the way to imp. He just needs to keep in this position until he gets to imp, and then he wins the game. At the same time, Blackheart won't be maybe that much closer, that much slower, because he already has the food. He needs second building. He needs a bit more gold, but he will get to imp as well. And Andae is now going back until he gets his imp upgrades. Okay. Guess that makes sense. He still needs to have good monk micro here. That is important though. Cannot afford to be losing those fights. Yeah, as you can see, Blackheart balancing his eco. We'll see if he goes for the second building now. And then he should be clicking imp as well. And it felt like so much better engagement for Andae all of a sudden. Once again, more numbers for Andae. Although now we are 9 versus 8 again. This is so amazing, and this is very tricky to play. Don't get me wrong. Like if you want to, and they're just leaving all the wood villages from here and just sending all to gold. That makes sense. This is very tricky to play. Like you want to play some eco here, you want to get to aim, and at the same time you are constantly forced into microing so much with the monks. Like monk micro is maybe the toughest micro in the game actually, with those amount of monks. So playing this is very, very tough for both players, don't get me wrong. And it's so easy to make their mistakes. Blackheart now got their siege workshop, alright, and he's going to imp as well. And he's 2 minutes behind there, 2 minutes further actually. And I think this will be huge. This window will be so huge for Andae. This is something that Blackheart really didn't want to see. Yeah, and he knows, okay, now I need a tower here. Because now all those villages are extremely exposed. And sure, we care about the monks, not about the villagers in this game. But if you don't have the villagers on gold, then there won't be more monks. So very, very important for Blackheart to keep this position with those 2 gold spots. And also, given that Andae simply had the map control for most of the game, he okay, they are also sharing this gold spot. So he didn't struggle with getting this gold spot, this gold spot, this gold spot. So another thing going well for Andae, he has 3 relics. He had them faster than Blackheart. Had his 2, and also Andae has more gold income, and it's very important here. And now also being forced into towers. Those towers means less monks. Andae cannot really fight there though. That is the thing. But and really good 2 towers by Blackheart. That was very good defense. But yeah, this still would be very tricky for Blackheart to come back. But so far he's doing an amazing job at keeping himself in the game. Seriously. I was very sure that the game will be over way faster when there were 20 versus 2 monks. That we are seeing the GG any second. Yeah, obviously now this will all be better engagement for Andae. Like he has theocracy, so it's so much easier for him to micro this. He does have block printing, so he has 3 more range, which is also insane, and he has faith, so his monks are getting the Jews faster than Blackheart's. You can see Blackheart instantly going for those 3 updates as well in him. It makes a lot of sense. But he will be losing their monasteries as well. That is an issue for him. And they definitely should be focusing now on this monastery with the relics. I like how basically both of them are ignoring this because they simply cannot spend their monks here. And why is no. Why is Blackheart fighting this? He didn't have imp upgrades. He didn't have block printing, he didn't have theocracy, he didn't have faith when he was fighting this. There's such a bad fight by Blackheart. There he was really impatient. There was just poor impatience by Blackheart. He needed to wait there 20 seconds for this fight. Now he's pulling the villages, but that's not amazing for him. That's really not great. And Blackheart will now struggle with the production, I think, because he's just using lots of villagers to fight this, which simply isn't amazing for him. And as you can see, numbers are 26 to 11, and Blackheart will now lose a couple of villages for this. And he will lose the relics as well. I'm not even sure if Blackheart has redemption, by the way. So if he doesn't have redemption, he cannot deal with this. It feels like Blackheart doesn't have redemption. So now he's losing those 2 relics, and that's also quite huge. And now we have 24 versus 8. Yeah, this seems to be over. Like Blackheart has there, what? 1, 2, 3 monasteries. Those 3 are exposed and they will likely go down very soon. And Andae simply has there so many more monks. Even revolving this for some reason. This is over. This now I can safely call it. This is over. Andae has more relics. He has way more villagers. He has way more army here, and there's no chance for Blackheart to actually come back here. Blackheart has now 3 monks, and yeah, he doesn't really. Also, he has the production from both sides, right? That's not amazing. If he would have the monasteries here now, that would be much better than having them here. Yeah, and Andae can just grab those 2 relics. Like, just use 2 monks and grab those 2 relics. That's just super important for you. And another thing is that really, Blackheart will be out of gold soon. Even if Blackheart wouldn't be losing this so badly, then look at this. There's 160 gold left for him here. There's like 500 left here. There's like nothing here. And yeah, Andae is still taking this one. Andae has more relics. Andae is taking this one. So Andae has so much more gold to work with actually in this game. And I think Blackheart is in shock because he definitely wasn't expecting this. And it was best of 3 and he was leading 1-0. When he dealt with the strongest save that Andae had there. So this is so amazing. What a comeback really by Andae in this set. Blackheart still going for more monks. Like he has to try it, right? Blackheart, as I said, Blackheart, I could see him in top 16 here. Him versus Bekti was one of the saves that I was really looking forward in round 2 because I felt that he can do it. And instead, it won't be Blackheart versus Bekti. It will be Andae versus Bekti in the round 2 of the Master of the Circus. And what an amazing set, really. Like, I mean, game 1, it felt like Blackheart did amazing job. Simply played it perfectly and lost, and Andae lost this game. But then game 2 and game 3 are just wow. This is so good. And yeah, as we said, Blackheart 0 gold income. Literally, Blackheart has no gold, nothing. And as we said, Andae gold. This is 46 minutes, and we had action since like minute 13 with monks. Like both players, their fingers have to hurt at this point a lot. Yeah, and Blackheart he's just using his villagers. He doesn't have anything else to fight this with other than villagers. That being said, those 2 monasteries likely could have been stables, but it wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't matter here. Unless he would take their amazing trade and kill like all this with light gas and maybe get their big raid, then yeah, it didn't matter at all. And both players could definitely play a couple of scouts here. But yeah, both of them are just focused on monks, which makes a lot of sense. Like, just transitioning into light gas is not easy there, and most of the time it's a bad move in monk wars. So it's not bad that they are not able to transition in here. But Andae, as you can see, also getting cap trunks, which is very strong upgrade here. And something you don't really see in this position, but he simply can afford it. His eco is good enough for it. It is I'm like, just the population still, I don't think that Andae ever went over 80 population in this game. But yeah, now Blackheart is just dropping, he has 40, and Blackheart doesn't have a single relic in his base, or like in his monasteries compared to 4 of Andae. And as we said, Andae still having this gold, still having their stone to sell, still taking gold here and here. This is just so good for Andae regarding eco wise. The eco difference is so huge here. And now he can go even for this tower. I'm sure that he will kill those 2 towers with those Catrams. Maybe not. Those 2 towers are basically the last holding ground for Blackheart in this game. So he desperately needs to kill them. To save them. Yeah. Which is managing so far. He can also get this relic. He can move it to his monasteries. He would need to revolt there if you are Blackheart. But what is your next step if you are Blackheart? You have 35 villages versus 50, you are facing 20 monks. You don't have eco really. And he's going for wheelbarrow. Oh boy, when you have 0 farms there. I'm 100% sure, by the way, that the food count and the go, I mean, at least that the food count is down to bottom. It has to be 14 at this point. Can we check it? Not sure, but I'm 100% sure about eco there. I think it's in the first overlay, right? Let's take a look here. Okay, wood cell actually is at 43. Okay, I thought it will be worse, and wood cell is food cell is at 45. Yeah, and still decent prices for stone. Actually, they weren't really selling stone in this game so far. But yeah, now this is one of those two towers is down, and the second one will follow there. And Blackheart is out of the tournament. Andae is the proud of TRCL and going into. I feel like I'm repeating myself in the last 10 minutes, but in the last 10 minutes there really wasn't the hope for Blackheart to really come back into this game. You can see that he's really caring about this, because he's not giving up. But yeah, there's even a castle for Andae now, and I don't know what is like what is the last thing to happen there to eliminate Blackheart from this tournament. Like Blackheart is still adding villagers. I mean, I do understand it. Like it's good that Blackheart is still playing. Credits to him. But there isn't the hope for him. But like best of 3, Master of the Circus 2, you are facing potentially big upset. You have to play until there's any hope, or until you feel that you might come back. Blackheart just needs that, like those basically 3 monks have to deal with those 20 of Andae. That is the important part. Now going for the defensive castle, yeah, I think that the game will be over very soon, because there is no defense against those 5 cap drams, and everything is going to fall apart very, very soon here. Blackheart is starting to making racks. I guess that makes sense. If you don't have any gold income, you cannot really follow with the monk. Yeah, another, okay. You can see that Andae simply has the resources. He doesn't have food, but he has 40 villagers that are, or 50 villagers now, and all of them are working. And you also have the have the 4 relics. So it means that simply your eco is running there, compared to Blackheart, whose eco isn't running. As you can see, this is the villager efficiency, right? 40 versus, or now it's 60 versus 70, but yeah, you can see it's very, very different there. This is the worker efficiency. Like, and his villagers were working already for a couple more hours than Blackheart, and Blackheart had more villagers for most of the game. Now he afforded this one trap, and he wanted this to actually get rid of those 3 traps. Blackheart is calling it, and Andae is going to 1 there. Oh, whoa! So let's update the packets if they aren't updated already. They are just now. 2-1 Andae eliminating Blackheart, and he will play versus Mr. Bekti in the round of 32 next week. Andae, my boy, well played. Yeah, credits, man. So, and I'm happy about this. Like, I really like Blackheart. I think he's a great player. He's also really funny, but at least we have 1 TRCL in round 2. I mean, and there's an upset. I'm happy with that.